How will the Los Angeles Rams look to improve this offseason for 2025? We're talking about that in this video here as we talk about the Rams offense specifically in this video. Thanks so much for joining, and let's get into it. So I'm bringing up the Turf Showtimes here, and this is an article by Jason Del Sandro, and I'll put the link to this article in the description below. So the headline is McVay looking for more versatility out of his offense in 2025. Looking forward to that. Ooh, the chef is in the kitchen. The mad scientist is in the lab. That's pretty much the equivalent of Sean McVay is redoing parts of his playbook, as he does probably every year. But anyway, the Los Angeles Rams and their head coach, Sean McVay, are looking for more versatility out of the offense in 2025. After the team's lack of success due to injury early in the 2024 season, LA stumbled out of the gate to 1-4. Yeah, that wasn't fun. Record to start off the year. Largely in part to the loss of key playmakers like Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp, along with multiple offensive linemen. Yeah, we've been there. Due to injuries, the Rams had little room for error in the pursuit of making the playoffs. That's a really good point. And I think in the NFL, you can never underestimate how great is a team's margin for error. And the reality is early in the year, the Rams just had none, right? And it grew as they got starters back and they got their playmakers back, and young players developed, and that margin of error was able to grow. But yeah, that was definitely a struggle. Anyway, he goes on to say, the team was able to win 9 of their last 12 games, but they needed every one of those 9 to win the tiebreaker versus Seattle for the division. Luckily, the team was able to turn their season around. However, they may not be so lucky next time. It's something McVay is hoping to be better prepared for this offseason. According to the Rams website, McVay said, here's my McVay impersonation, I think the biggest thing is there would be a little more versatility, McVay said during his end of season video conference to reporters. The easy answer is to complain about the injuries that we had that threw off the continuity. While that might be true, you can't allow that to inhibit us the way that it did. Nobody is responsibility but my own. Okay, so that wasn't the best impersonation, but tell me, rate 1 out of 10. How good was that, or how bad was that impersonation of McVay? Open to interpretation. The Rams scored 20 or fewer more points in 4 of their first 5 games. Oh man, it was that bad. The 2024 season, after losing their top 2 receivers, Nacua to a knee, Kupp to an ankle. The 2 were each sidelined for multiple games and were unable to take the field together until week 8 against the Vikings, which that was truly turning point in the season. On top of this, LA was on their 4th offensive line combination by the time they got their 2 star wide receivers back. The Rams offense finished the year as the 15th best in total offense with a top 10 passing offense, ranked 10th. If Los Angeles was able to get off to a faster start with better depth to fill in, it's easy to assume that their unit as a whole would have been much more impressive statistically than middle of the pack. McVay talked about tonality changing how the offense is taught during OTAs and training camp to be more fully functional while teaching the progressions for the totality of the group this spring and summer. He says, McVay quotes, how do you utilize the offseason? How are you making yourself more versatile from a personnel perspective or from a run variety perspective, McVay said. Those are things that I'm excited to be able to dive into. The Rams are also taking inspiration from their former offensive coordinator, Liam Cohen, and now he was formerly the Tampa Bay's offensive coordinator, and now he's the Jaguars head coach, who dealt with injuries at the running back and wide receiver positions this past year, but seemed to continually get better even with backups in major roles. Probably one of the reasons he got a head coaching job with the Jacksonville Jaguars. McVay went on to say, one of the coolest things that is reflected about what a great job he did, talking about Cohen, was you've got a background, and then when you watch them evolve with the Buccaneers running backs, Bucky Irving, and the way they ran the ball, and some of the variety and personnel groupings, I thought that was a cool reflection of what maybe we think we're going to do that. And that what you evolve into, if you're able to understand that best coaches adjust to their players. Anyway, I'm going to skip down just kind of the final closing parts here and then give my thoughts. McVay is known for using mostly the same personnel grouping for most of his offense, but a change is thinking could lead to a more rotational style offense for 2025, which I feel like we saw in flashes this year. One criticism McVay got all season was the lack of involvement by third-round draft pick Blake Corum. Could this new direction involve him and Kyren Williams splitting carries based on different situations? This is just one of the many ways McVay could evolve his already potent offense. The Rams have a huge offseason with their Super Bowl window as open as it's been since their 2021 championship run. With some decent cap space available and a full slate of draft picks in the NFL draft again, LA could go after some quality pieces to help achieve their new offensive goals. The future looks bright in Los Angeles right now, and if they're able to do some versatility and adaptability to their offense, they could be one of the best units in the NFL come 2025. So what do you think the Rams need to do to improve their offense in 2025? Do you think they need to focus on continuing to develop offensive line talent? Would you like to see them shake up their wide receiver room? Or maybe you're more of the schematics kind of side of it, and obviously I guess it is a combination of everything, but for schematics, are you looking for the Rams to become more of this, run heavy offense, kind of looking like, I always see people in my comments saying it's time for the Rams to get like a mobile quarterback and run like a Taysom Hill package if Stafford's in there, or if they move on from Stafford, they want a mobile quarterback altogether. I'm not sure about any of that, but more and more it does seem like there's optimism about Stafford coming back next year to be the quarterback for the Los Angeles Rams. We'll still stay tuned, see if retirement is still in play with him or if he is still wanting to play football, which I kind of feel like we would hear more about it if he was going to retire. But anyway, that's just my speculation. Back to the offense. I think that in the draft, the wide receiving room definitely has some question marks now with, we know Puka Nacua is there. He's not going anywhere. Good old Puka. But with Puka, there is obviously the injury concerns. He missed some time this year. There's the question mark about Cooper Kupp, if he's coming back or not. I don't see him coming back in his current contract, but is he, able to renegotiate? And then Tutu Atwell and Demarcus Robinson, they're free agents. Are they back? Robinson has said he would like to come back. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen with both those players in there? Tyler Johnson's also a free agent. Jordan Whittington, rookie wide receiver that under contract for at least 3 more seasons. I fully expect him to come back and hope to continue to see him develop as a wide receiver. It's been great to see him as a kick returner, but I'm excited to see, what the rest of his route tree can grow into, if you will. So anyway, that's going to do it for me. I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments below. We're in the peak off-season content, so if you enjoy talking Rams, feel free to like and subscribe, all that good stuff, and share with a friend if you're into that. But I just really, if you watched the end of the video, thank you so much. Appreciate it. As always, go Rams, horns up, and peace out. Let's go Rams. Woo!